Okay, y'all, I'm gonna show you what that roast look like, and I'm gonna also show you the sides that I'm putting together to go with it. All right, so here's this beautiful roast. Y'all, look at this roast. Look at the beauty of that. Oh my goodness, it's perfect. Okay, now we're gonna make some macaroni and cheese. Here in just a second, I've got my water boiling, but what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna slice this roast up so that it can sit in its juices and stay moist while I'm fixing the sides to go with it. All right, let's get a fork. You need you a big fork like this if you don't have one. They're awesome. All right, I'm gonna just hold this still and I'm gonna slice my pork. Y'all, it's just falling apart. It's literally just falling apart. Oh goodness, there's gonna be some nice chunks of this for each person tonight. We got about 6 of us eating. 5, maybe 5 of us eating. So there will be plenty and probably some leftovers for tomorrow. Do y'all like leftovers? I love leftovers. You can look at me and tell that. Y'all, I'm about to burn up. I'm fixing to open the kitchen window up. Our temperature has drastically dropped today. Okay, whew. I had on a regular shirt earlier today, put on a sweater because I was going to town and I didn't want to be cold, and it has gotten hot. All right, so I'm gonna just let this, I'm gonna pour just a little bit more broth in there because remember I have that gravy. If y'all weren't with us in the first video, you wanna go back and get how I made my roast. I'm gonna finish off this container of broth, and all of that gravy mix and stuff is gonna just thicken that up. And I'm gonna pop this back in the oven. And we're gonna make tonight, I'm gonna cheat again and make some Red Lobster biscuits. There's gonna be 2 types of macaroni and cheese. Okay, I've got some water boiling and I'm gonna put in this cauliflower pasta, penne noodles. I'm gonna make some macaroni and cheese with it. My mother is diabetic and she is on a very strict keto diet. This qualifies. So I'm gonna put this in the boiling water, and this came from Aldi's, by the way, y'all. Aldi's. If you don't have an Aldi's, you're missing out. Okay, I'm putting that in that back burner. I'm gonna throw a little bit of olive oil in there. I'm gonna keep telling you, glass bottle, cold pressed, one source. All right, we got a little bit of olive oil in there. I'm gonna put just a little bit of salt. Where'd my big old salt container go? Here it is, it's hiding behind some extra olive oil. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of salt in there. I'll stir that up. And then I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make the cheese sauce for that after I get my good old smoked Gouda mac and cheese that also comes from Aldi's, but I'm gonna use its cheese sauce because it's so good. Do y'all like Gouda cheese? They have some awesome shredded Gouda at Aldi's. Y'all gotta try it. Y'all about put it all on. Pretty sure a few of them got in there, but it won't hurt anything. My goodness, y'all just witnessed me making a big old mess. Y'all ever make messes in the kitchen? I just made one. We're just gonna dip out. There's more in here than I thought. The good part is you can distinguish them from the cauliflower pasta quite well. I'm not so worried about it being in the cauliflower pasta as I am worried about not having enough of the other. Because not everybody's gonna want the cauliflower pasta. it's a boiling now. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about those other few pieces. Y'all ever make boo-boos in the kitchen? I just made a boo-boo. Okay, we're gonna set that over to the side. This is my cheese sauce for the Gouda mac and cheese. But now we're gonna make some cheese sauce, homemade cheese sauce, and then we're gonna start our rice. Do y'all have a rice pot? Do y'all know what a rice pot is? Do you have an Instapot? That works too. I'm just gonna use a regular saucepan. Y'all like my old saucepan from my granddad? It's a Magnolite saucepan. Pretty awesome. I'll turn that down just a hair. That stuff is a boiling good. And we're gonna time that pasta so that it doesn't overcook, and it looks like it's gonna take 7 to 8 minutes. So we're gonna set that for 5 minutes since it's been a little bit. Okay. The other macaroni takes about 10 to 12, so we know we can just set it for 5 again when that one goes off. All right, y'all. So we're gonna make some homemade cheese sauce here. I've got my milk. I'm just gonna use 2% milk. I'm going to use some sharp cheddar. I'm going to use a little bit of Velveeta, the queso blanco. I'm going to use a little bit of pepper jack cheese. So this cheese is going to have a little bit of a kick to it. And then I think I've got some Gouda shredded that I'll be throwing in it as well. All right. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this cheese and I'm just going to cube it up. I'm going to pop that in there. Y'all, I absolutely love to cook. Do y'all want to cook? Oh, cooking is an art. It's amazing. All right. We're just going to use all this. And it would help if I had the right burner on. Y'all, I ain't doing too swoopy tonight. My human nature is showing itself, let me tell you. My goofy nature, my husband would say. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of that queso blanco melting. And I'm going to throw in this. It's just a little bit of leftover pepper jack before it starts growing things. We're going to use it. Y'all ever have things that grow in your refrigerator? I've been gone for about 5 days, so it's due to happen at any point with some of this stuff. So I'm trying to use it. I hate wasting groceries. Okay, we're gonna throw a little bit of milk in there. I'm gonna put probably about a 1/4 cup to start off with. All right, and then I'm going to cut up a little bit of my sharp cheddar. I'm just going to cut right through that plastic. I'm going to use this part of the cheddar. And I might have too much cheese sauce, y'all. And if I do, it's okay. We'll use it for something else. All right, so that was some queso blanco. And I'm literally just using what I have. Don't get like, oh my goodness, I got to go buy what she has. Use whatever cheeses you have, but just try to keep a variety. I'm also going to throw in a little bit of cream cheese. Probably just like looks like a third of the block. Just this much, just a third of it. Let's cut it up a little bit. That's going to be heating up nicely. All right, y'all. Okay, so I have my macaronis cooking. Everybody's going to be over here at 6 o'clock, and right now it's 5:30. So we're going to get this rice started next. Get everything out of the way so I can show you what's going on here. All right, I'm gonna kind of turn this over to my rice pot. All right, y'all, we're gonna make some rice. Now, here's the key to making rice. You want 1 cup of water or broth to every 1 cup of rice that you have. So I'm gonna cook probably, I always cook too much rice. Do y'all do that? I'm gonna do 1. I'm just gonna do 2 cups tonight. I really think that's gonna be enough. There's a fine line between not enough and leftover rice, and I can't find it. That's just me. All right, now that was 2 cups of rice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some broth. I ended up with like 6 containers of open chicken broth in my fridge over the holidays. Ridiculous. All right, so I'm gonna use broth for mine. It's gonna be extra tasty. 1, remember we did 2 cups of rice. We're gonna do 2 cups of broth, and then we're gonna do half again that much broth, okay? Half of 2 is 1, right? Two cups of rice, 3 cups of broth. Now, we'll get some butter. We're gonna throw some butter in there. Keep in mind, I could have also used some olive oil, but I think for this one, I'm gonna use some butter. This is good old spreadable butter from Aldi's. I'm gonna put me a big old chunk in there. I'm gonna stir it up. Now I'm gonna season it. I'm gonna throw in some of my garlic and wine. Y'all gotta order me some more. I'm about out. I'm gonna throw me in some Tony's Creole. Believe it or not, it's not gonna, it takes a whole lot of seasoning for you to taste it in rice. I'm gonna also do some cauliflower rice for my mother so you can watch how I do that. All right, this is ready to cook. So this is my Instapot. If you have one and you've been afraid to use it, don't be. It's glorious. But it has to be plugged up. All right. Now, on the front of my Instapot, it actually has a rice cooker or a rice button. Most of them do. And believe it or not, all you have to do is make sure this is locked. That tells me it's locked. I'm gonna put my little steamer knob. You want it to be on, I got that a mess. So there's venting and there is locked, and we're gonna put it on the locked where it's not letting the steam out, because if you let the steam out, then it's not gonna be cooking. Okay, so I'm literally just gonna hit the rice button and I can walk away from it and it's gonna do its thing. It's telling me my lid's not on. Isn't that wonderful? It told me that my lid was not locked. Now my lid's locked, everything's going. I can concentrate on something else. Okay, that's telling me it's ready to roll. All right, got my rice going. I'm gonna make my biscuits. But first, I'm gonna stir my cheese. Y'all, it's looking good. I gotta show y'all this cheese sauce. Look at that. Oh, y'all, it's gonna be perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, I'll pour a little bit more milk in there. We're gonna have way more sauce than we need. It's time to take these noodles out, I believe. my cauliflower noodles, that is. We're gonna taste one, see how tender it is. Oh, I don't think it's that tender. It's just gonna take just a little bit more and it's gonna be ready. All right, I'm gonna take this off the heat. I'll just kind of let that just sit and continue to melt all its goodness up in there. I'm gonna throw a little bit of Gouda in there, if I have it. I won't be throwing Gouda in there because I don't have any, and that's okay. All right, the oven is set for the roast. It will not hurt for about 15 minutes for me to jack that temperature up to 425, and we're gonna do that right now. All right, I've got that started. Now I'm just gonna get ready for my biscuits. Y'all go to my cousin Kelly's Facebook, and she made some homemade biscuits. I should be doing that, but instead I'm just gonna whip up this real quick. She's got a super easy recipe that she gets from Brenda Gant. Brenda Gant is an amazing cook. She has a Facebook, go look her up, Brenda Gant, G-H-A-N-T. She's amazing. She is a cooking rock star. All right, this biscuit mix, it's just the Red Lobster biscuit mix, has directions on it. I'm just showing you how quick and easy it is to throw together some sides. That's all I'm doing. We'll get to the nitty gritty on homemade later. I'll be working with that on my YouTube channel. And all right, this also calls for a 3/4 cup of water and a bunch of sharp cheddar cheese. So we are going to use 3/4 cup of water, cold water instead. And I've got a whole bunch of cheddar cheese, and y'all, I didn't get it out of me today. We're gonna throw in a couple of handfuls. I don't measure this. It gives the measurements. I don't measure it. Just throw it in there. Do you see that? Yeah. Okay. So less of me and more of the biscuits. How about that? I'm just throwing a big old handful in there. And now I'm going to stir that up. I've got to watch these little macaronis. I think they're all doing really good, so I'm going to turn them off. As soon as I get these biscuits in the oven, I'm going to finish up that mac and cheese. My sister's bringing black-eyed peas and cornbread. This is New Year's night. This video is made New Year's Eve night. Sorry, New Year's Eve night. I don't know where I got this spoon. It is cheesy. It wants to bend. This is not one of my good spoons, obviously. Piece of junk. Okay. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is get a little smaller spoon, and I'm just going to start scooping up biscuit-sized pieces. Y'all can watch this in action here. I'm going to throw some biscuit-sized pieces, and believe it or not, these boxes, they produce about a dozen biscuits. Good-sized biscuits, too. So we're just going to throw this in there. Remember, this was just the Red Lobster biscuit mix. You could make Brenda Gant's biscuit mix that my cousin Kelly does, and you could just add in your cheese. You'll have to make you a little garlic sauce if you do, because they've got a little garlic butter sauce that I'm gonna make while it's in the oven. Y'all, you can have all your sides ready, I'm gonna say within 30 minutes. Alrighty, we got that all done. Got the sink, rinse my hands. Alright, y'all stay with me. Getting everything set up to drain my biscuits. Or not my biscuits, Lord. Well, okay, y'all, a couple of things. So, I've got my cauliflower pasta ready. I'm stirring in the sauce that came with the Gouda mac and cheese mix from Aldi's that I was telling you about. I am going to be adding just a little bit of milk to this because I've noticed that it gets kind of dried out pretty quick. So I've got it on low. I'm pouring in a little bit of milk, just probably a tablespoon or more, maybe just 2 tablespoons. It just helps it to, okay, so this is ready. All right, y'all, I'm gonna pour my cheese sauce over my cauliflower noodles. They're all ready to go. I'm gonna turn the burner on about medium and let that heat up. I'll probably add a little bit of milk to help that spread around a little more. Okay. Okay, just a minute ago my Instant Pot started like crazy steaming. Don't let that alarm you. It does that as it's building up steam to seal off the pot. It's fine, just let it do its thing. It's not hurting anything. Just don't try to manipulate this little button, this little toggle switch right here, because you will release all the steam and you're apt to get burned. All right, y'all, so my biscuits are in the oven, as is my meat, and it's fine for as long as the biscuits need to cook. And I'm gonna put a little bit of milk inside my homemade cauliflower mac and cheese. The cauliflower noodles are not homemade. I did buy those. Since I don't have a gluten intolerance situation tonight, I can cross-contaminate with my mac and cheeses. Mom just does not need the wheat noodles. We're gonna add a little bit more milk. Y'all can't see that, can you? Okay, we're just adding some more milk to that. Oh, y'all, this is looking really, really tasty with that cheese sauce. Remember, it can be any variety of cheeses. It doesn't have to be the cheeses that I used. I think I am going to put just a little bit more. You just kind of eyeball it. There's no perfect solution. Oh, this spoon is terrible. Let it get down in the cheese too much. We'll get a fresh one. I'm gonna go ahead and just use all the cheese. It won't hurt a thing. I just wasn't sure if I would need it, so I just kind of tested the waters a little bit. I tested the cheesy waters. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna melt this butter for the biscuits. I've got that season that came in the box. Put that on 30 seconds. Next, I'm gonna cook Mom some of the rice, veggie, cauliflower. It's like cauliflower rice. This one has a lemon and garlic flavor. I did not notice that, but I bought some more. I think we'll use the cauliflower medley. It's going to have some peas and some carrots in it. I think we'll use that instead. I'm going to pop that in the microwave, and then I'm going to show you how I dress that up for her. Or even for myself, because I like it too. Okay, we're just going to kind of let that butter sit there and finish melting. We might have to pop it in again before we baste the biscuits. Paint the biscuits with butter. I think I am going to go and put it in for 30 seconds. Y'all, I'm getting me a new microwave at some point. I gotta go pick it out. So I'm match my rest of my appliances black and stainless. So as soon as that's done, I'm gonna throw this in. So right at the moment, move this mac and cheese over, and you just add however you want your macaroni and cheese sauce to be. Like, how do you want it? You know, do you want it super juicy cheesy? That's how we like it. Or do you like it just enough to cover the noodles? That's up to you. Okay, I'm gonna just put that on low. This one's on low, and we're gonna start a little pan. We're going to put this cauliflower rice in the microwave, and it says to cook it on 5.5 to 6 minutes. Standing up. We're just going to put it on 6 for good measure, and it'll be fine. I cook by the seat of my pants, y'all. Can you tell? Okay, so here's my pan. Now, I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil since we already have butter in the rice and butter basting the biscuits. We'll use a little bit of olive oil in my pan. And I'm going to saute a little bit of onion and a little bit of garlic. Y'all, speaking of butter, for Christmas, Zach and Gabby, they made homemade breads and homemade butters for our Christmas present. Hands down, best present. All right, so my olive oil is heating up. I'm gonna throw in some garlic. Now, keep in mind, your garlic doesn't need to cook over 5 minutes before you add stuff to it to dilute it down, or it's going to cook until it's too cooked and be a tad bit bitter if it's just laying in the oil or the butter cooking. So keep that in mind. That onion coming out of that baggie that I just cut this morning is strong. I'll cut this into little pieces. I love it when I can incorporate my leftover ingredients into something else, whether it be the same day or whether it be a different day. Don't throw your leftover vegetables, onions, garlic, bell peppers. If I had some bell pepper, I'd have thrown that in my roast this morning. I got this time good because this cauliflower will be done in the microwave in about 3.5 minutes. All right, let's check on those biscuits. They are doing mighty fine. All right, so we're just gonna kind of cook this. See that garlic and onion, y'all? I'm gonna move you up a little closer here where you can see what's happening with this onion and garlic. And put just a tad bit more olive oil. You don't want it to get dry, and mine feels like it's too dry as I'm stirring it. Okay, so y'all, the sides for tonight are gluten-free, keto-friendly mac and cheese. Gouda mac and cheese, it's just a box mix. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I put a little bit of that cheese sauce that's kind of standing up on this other mac and cheese. Y'all, when you're cooking, just play. Just play with your food. Your mama tells you not to play with your food, and I'm telling you to play with your food. Y'all hear that? My rice is already done. And your Instapot knows it doesn't matter how much rice you're cooking, it will not go off until the steam, the water is evaporated, and the meat, and whatever the meat or the rice or whatever is cooked, it has a sensor to know when to go off. All right, I'm just going to turn that way down. A little bit more of that cheese over the top of it. We'll taste that. Amazing. All right, y'all. A minute and a half, and that cauliflower rice comes out, and I'm going to throw this sauteed onion and bell peppers. I'm going to salt it just a little bit. Not bell pepper, garlic, sorry. Sauteed garlic and onion. I'm going to throw that rice cauliflower in there. Absolutely, positively beautiful day here in Greenback, Tennessee. I drove into Maryville. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. But we have some frigid air coming in. Our weather is bipolar. I hope I'm not being disrespectful saying that. It's never consistent with a season. You have to be prepared and ready to have all types of clothing in your closet. Summer, spring, fall, and winter. Alright, we got 7 more minutes. I feel the need to put a little bit more olive oil. Okay. Just because I don't want my cauliflower rice to be dry, and my onions are really soaking this up. Okay. Alright, it's cooked. And remember, it's already got a little bit of carrots and peas in it. Green Giant makes it like that. I'm just going to dump this bag inside my skillet. I'll stir that around. I'm going to season it because it's pretty bland, y'all. It doesn't have any seasoning. I kind of leave it up to you to season it. And then a little trick. I like to put a little bit of chicken broth to make it puff up a little bit and improve on the texture. I just remembered my brother-in-law is on a little stricter diet right now too. I'm wondering if I shouldn't do 2 bags. I think I will. I'm going to go ahead and make this lemon and garlic. I've never made it before. I'm not sure if it's going to be too strong lemon or too strong garlic for me already having garlic. So again, we're just kind of playing with this food. And I'm going to go ahead and get off of here that this is the sides for a roast. It can be a side for chicken. It can be a side for pork chops, sides, okay? Macaroni and cheese, regular rice, keto-friendly, gluten-free rice, Red Lobster biscuits in the oven. I have Ezekiel bread. Have y'all heard of Ezekiel bread? Let's do that real quick. There's about 3 different kinds. I'll make Mom some cheese toast. Since we're having the Red Lobster biscuits, I'll do her a garlic cheese toast. Or maybe just a garlic toast, since I have the macaroni and cheese. But, so, it is a flourless. It does have grains, and it does contain, I don't know if you've ever heard of this before. You want to toast it. It's not good by itself. It has organic sprouted wheat. It has organic sprouted barley, organic sprouted millet, organic malted barley, organic sprouted lentils, organic sprouted soybeans, organic sprouted spelt, yeast, organic wheat gluten. If you're gluten intolerant, you can't eat this. The gluten is what holds things together. It's weird. So when something is gluten free, it has to have something in there like it starts with an X, but you say Z. I can't think of it. Xanthium. You have to have that to be able to, there has to be some kind of something that holds it together. I'm going to toast this, so that's a good idea. All right, I'm going to get off of here, and you'll have a good evening.